and welcome back to my channel and to a new video. I hope you're well and having a lovely day. If you're new here, my name is Nicola and I make lifestyle videos, and today I thought I would do something a little bit different. This has stemmed from a conversation I've been having with my family, and I thought I would share my unpopular opinions. This is something I think they used to do on Radio 1, on Greg James's, on the morning show on Radio 1. He used to do, I don't know if he still does because I don't listen to it anymore, but people used to phone in and give their unpopular opinions, and it was always quite funny. And so I thought I would share some of mine. These are well, they might be controversial, but they're going to be fun ones. We're not talking, you know, politics or religion here. We're just going for light-hearted. So I would love you to leave your unpopular opinions in the comments, or you can argue against mine if you like. But yeah, please do. I thought there were a few things that some of these won't be a huge surprise, but there are a few things that I have an opinion about that perhaps is different to others. So I thought it might be fun to share it. You might learn a bit more about me while I'm doing it. So the first one is something I actually put on my Instagram stories the other week. Is I went to see Barbie. Who hasn't been to see Barbie? If you haven't, then don't bother. And that is my unpopular opinion. I am not a fan. My daughter, however, has seen it multiple times and absolutely loves it. Now, I will explain. It's not the film that I don't like, and it's not the whole message and all that. I just think that the message got slightly lost in the humour, if you like. I thought it was almost making actually what is a very important thing too light-hearted, and I guess it was trying to, I don't know, I think it was trying to do something and get a message across, but I don't think it got it across in the right way. I think that's the thing I wanted to say. For example, my 12-year-old loves the film, had no idea that there was a message that was trying to get across. She had no idea what it was about, other than it was about dolls that came alive. And she's 12, nearly 13. She's not stupid. She just didn't get it. And that, I think, is my point, is that if a 12-year-old girl can't understand that simple message, then there's something quite lost in there. I loved it as entertainment-wise. I thought it was funny, you know, I liked the dancing and the music, great. But the message was definitely lost there. And I had some people have come out saying they cried and they found it, you know, so powerful. I 100% did not get that. So I'd love to know if you've seen it, whether I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'd love to know whether you felt the same as me, or whether you felt that you loved it. I just thought it was very confusing messages. And yeah, a friend of mine gave her a review. I won't repeat it, but she didn't like it either. So it's probably not an entirely unpopular opinion. I did get a few people comment when I put on my stories that I didn't like it. A few people did say, yeah, me too. But I feel like it's the popular thing to say that it was amazing. I don't agree. So that's my first one. My second unpopular opinion was from the weekend, actually, because we had some nice weather, which we've not had in such a long time. And so I was doing the washing. I thought, right, I better hang out the washing in the garden. Hanging out the washing, don't like it. I don't get it. I understand, better for the environment, cheaper. Those two things are the only reasons why hanging out in the garden, washing in the garden or outside is a benefit. Everything else, just don't get it. The washing is hard, it's crispy, doesn't matter how much softener you put in your wash, you hang out on the line, like all the towels are like stiff, and everything needs ironing. You have to iron it all. You can't fold anything and put it away once it's been out on the line. It's all stiff, yeah, and the whole smell thing. Oh, I love that how the washing smells when it's been outside. No, I don't. I like it how it smells when it comes out of my tumble dryer and there's been a nice tumble dryer sheet in there, or some, you know, or something else. I don't like hanging out washing in the garden. Why does anyone do it? Other than it's cheaper, yes. And I did do it at the weekend. But also, you've got the whole issue of if it rains, you've got to run. I put the washing out, and when we went to Pets at Home to get some stuff for the dogs and went to get a Costa, while we were in Costa, it starts to pour with rain. My washing was all out on the line and it all got soaking wet. very frustrating when you have multiple loads of washing to do. So yeah, I just don't get drying washing on the line. If I've missed the point, then somebody please let me know. Don't get it. Number 3, reality TV. Now, I used to be a fan of reality TV, I will say. Once upon a time, I was a big fan of X Factor and BGT and all these things. Now, ugh, I just think they've all been done. So many people are getting really excited about Big Brother coming back. Nah, I've never seen Love Island. I have no interest in it. I don't get the hype. I think the problem is that back in the day when these things first started, people didn't know what they could get at the end of it. So you saw genuine people, and I kind of liked that. It was good. But nowadays, like The Apprentice, all of these things, people are just in it for fame and fortune, and it's just, you don't see real genuine people, you just see idiots. That's my opinion. However, we are watching Alone UK at the moment. We had watched the initial 8-9 seasons of that, which I don't know, were on the History Channel, and they were all American or Canadian ones, and they were, a strange lady just come to my front door. Hold on. Sorry, I'm back. It's just a lady from down the road. Where was I? What was I talking about? Reality TV. Oh yeah, we're watching Alone, which is the UK version, and I love the show. It's where they put like 10 people in the middle of nowhere in Canada, and basically they have a bit of bushcraft knowledge, and they have to build a shelter and survive basically for as long as they can, and nobody knows like how long everyone else has lasted. So basically you've got to go on for as long as you can until someone comes and tells you you've won, and then they win, I don't know, 100 grand or something. Anyway, that's really good. However, I will say this version, not as good as the previous ones, purely because there are a few people just getting naked for the sake of it. Like, nobody ever got naked in any of the ones we've seen before, and now they're like, oh, I'm getting naked in front of the camera because I'm going for a swim. Sorry, the dog's at the door. So yeah, I think that generally reality TV has had its day. I'm just not a fan, but I appreciate that other people might be and might enjoy it. If there is a reality TV show that you enjoy, let me know down below. Right, number 4, Poundland, overpriced. I just think that Poundland, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be doing Poundland hauls and I'm still going to be shopping in Poundland. I do like it. However, when I've been there, quite often you think, oh, it's only £1, you're getting a good deal, and then you can go to B&M or Home Bargains and it's 89p. Sometimes you think, you know, it's £1, so therefore that's the cheapest you're going to get it, but actually you can get it cheaper elsewhere. And certainly as time goes on, then obviously not everything's £1 anymore. Things are £5, £10, £20, all sorts. And I think their clothes, the Pep & Co stuff, is overpriced, a lot of it, for what it is. And yeah, I've generally not been very impressed with the quality of stuff you get from there. I mean, I know you get what you pay for. However, I think if you go to B&M, Home Bargains, you get a better value for money and better quality of product, I would say. And certainly with the food and the snacks and things, quite often they're cheaper elsewhere. So Poundland are not my favourite. Right, next one, iced coffee. I hate iced coffee, don't like it. Love a latte, I have cappuccino, I love coffee, but not cold. Just, it's gross. Like, why do people drink that stuff? I'll have a frappuccino, but not with coffee in it. I've had one with coffee in it, don't like that either. It doesn't taste right. Things shouldn't, if it's coffee, it should be hot. I think it's definitely a brain thing, I think. I can't compute. When I was about 6 or 7, I remember being at a friend's house and I had never had a milkshake before, never. And I thought milkshakes were hot like a warm milk. That's what I thought a milkshake was. So the mum of the friend I was staying with asked if I would like a milkshake. I said, oh yes please. And I got a drink. I got this cup with the milkshake in, took a sip, and it was a strawberry one and it was cold. And I was like, ugh, why is it cold? But of course it's cold, it's a milkshake. It's like, oh. And so in my head I was like, I don't like milkshake because it's cold, it doesn't taste right. And it's not until as an adult I can drink a milkshake now. I love a milkshake and it's cold, but in my head it's like it's actually just ice cream. But but yeah, so I think that's probably what it is that in my head it shouldn't be cold, so therefore it doesn't taste like I couldn't drink iced tea. I mean, I know you don't generally have milk in a cold, you don't drink cold tea. Cold tea is disgusting. So iced tea in my head, I'm like, no, it's disgusting. So I think it's definitely a mental thing, but yeah, I don't understand why people drink iced coffee. It's like a big phenomenon and everyone has it, like, oh, you out with your iced coffee. Ugh. No, thank you. Next thing, so Phoebe and I went to the theatre on Friday and we went to see Grease. It was amazing, but I'm just wondering if there are any theatre shows that you've seen that were supposed to be amazing that you thought actually it was a bit rubbish. So mine is Hamilton, and I know there are members of my family that will completely disagree with me. Harry, I know if you're, I don't think he watches this, but he will disagree entirely. I know he loves Hamilton, but I know Archie doesn't. We watched it on TV. It was on during lockdown. We got through Act 1 and I was like, I don't want to watch Act 2. This is rubbish. I don't know why. I just thought it was very overrated, just not very good. So apologies if you like it, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, as I said, but just for me, no, Hamilton, no good, rubbish. Next one, avocados. Again, avocado, you're supposed to love avocado, aren't you? Smashed avocado with poached egg on toast, and yeah, no, I don't like avocado. I mean, Andrew has avocado regularly. Like, he'll have it on toast with eggs and with anything really. He'll have avocado, and I know it's very good for you, but it is disgusting. It's horrible. It's slimy. I will have guacamole on a fajita. You can't really taste it. I don't have it because you're supposed to, but you can't really taste it. But I really don't like avocado, and because I said to Andrew, do you actually like it? Like, do you really like it? He was like, it's all right. So I think you're eating it because you know it's good for you. Like, it's like a lot of vegetables. I mean, I do like lots of vegetables, but things like sprouts. I have sprouts at Christmas because you have sprouts at Christmas. Do I like them? Not really. So I think a lot of people eat avocado because it's fashionable to eat avocado, because it looks good, because they know it's probably quite good for them. But actually, do they like it? I don't think so. Let me know. Do you love avocado? Is it your favourite thing? I hate it. And another thing, exactly the same, halloumi. Ew. I don't like halloumi, and it doesn't really taste of anything. It's just the squeakiness of it. I had it first in lockdown. I think it was in lockdown. I watched one of Zoe Suggs' videos, and they had made this bagel with halloumi and spinach and all sorts of stuff. And I thought, oh, let's make that. That would be really nice. And I had avocado in it, but I didn't have avocado on mine. I put it on Andrew's. And I took one bite and it like squeaked in my mouth. I was like, what is this plastic cheese? It's gross. And I think that not everybody likes halloumi. I think people eat it because it's fashionable to eat it. Maybe they don't really like it. I don't know. A lot of people do like it. But Andrew loves it. But not for me. Definitely not for me. So let me know if you love halloumi. Right, two more. Disney World or Disneyland. I don't dislike Disneyland. That's not going to be my my unpopular opinion. And I know this is like first world problems because how lucky I am to have been. However, I prefer Universal. Universal Studios is better than Disneyland or Disney World, in my opinion. A lot better. The rides are better, the layout is better, the theming is better, the atmosphere is better, and unless you love princesses, which you don't get at Universal, the characters are better. We have been to Disney World once, but we've been to Universal twice, and we've been to Disneyland Paris twice, but yeah, Disney World in Florida we just went there once. But I love Universal Studios. Now I appreciate not everyone's going to have had the opportunity to go, and we're very lucky. And I certainly, if somebody gave me the opportunity to go to Disney World tomorrow, I would go. I'm not saying I don't like it, I do. But I think Universal is better, and that is my unpopular opinion because I don't think many people agree. And then last of all is favourite movies. So, Archie, who's my son, is very into film at the moment. He loves films, but it's a subject of banter, I guess, in our family at the moment, because he's trying to watch like all sorts of films, but he quite often watches, you know, subtitled, black and white, like far out films. And he has is it Letterboxd app where you go on and you can rate your films and you can follow other people, and I think Andrew's got it as well. Andrew and Archie rarely agree on the films that they like. There's certain things, like they watch The Godfather at the weekend, or I think they watched part 2 at the weekend and things, and I think Andrew will tell you the best film of all time is Star Wars. Archie, I'm not sure what his favourite one is. He likes La La Land, saying he watches like far out films, but actually his favourite film I think is La La Land, or a couple of others. And those are the usual sort of films, like Shawshank Redemption is lots of people's favourite film, Forrest Gump, or you could go down the Disney route with The Lion King and Toy Story. Those are really popular films for people to say that they're my favourite film. My favourite film, and what I consider to be the best film of all time, is here propped up on my shelf. My friend gave me this for Christmas, but I think Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the best film ever made. That is, I think, a very unpopular opinion, and I would be surprised if there's anybody in the comments who would agree with that. I think it's probably the memory of when I first watched it. I watched it actually at my school. We used to be able to go, so I went to a girls' school and there was a boys' school next door, and we used to be able to go when you got to, I don't know whether it was, must have been 15. Oh, sorry, my battery just went. I've had lots of interruptions in this video. So yes, I think I must have been about 15, I guess, because I think Ferris Bueller's Day Off was a 15. And we were able to go over to the boys' school, and after school, or at lunchtime, and then they carried it on after school into the science lecture theatre, and we were able to watch films. And sometimes they had like celebrities that came and did talks. I remember we met Ian Wright and Anders Limpar, who used to play for Arsenal. I met them once, and there were all sorts of things you could do, and we got to that age where you were responsible enough to do these things and go and mix with the boys. And so that was the first film I went to watch, and it was that we didn't have a video or a colour telly until I was nearly 16. In fact, it was for my 16th birthday, because I invited friends around to watch a video. And my dad said, well, we haven't got a video. I said, well, we need to get one then. I said, I have had no colour telly and no video in all my life, and all my friends have it. Come on, we need to get one. So my mum and dad rented a video and colour telly. We'd had a black and white up until then. So bear in mind, when I was 16, that was 1974, 84, 1990. So we left it quite late. So yeah, we'd never had, so I'd never been able to watch films or anything other than go to the cinema. We never had like videos or anything that I could watch other than at friends' houses. So it was a big deal to go and see a film, and it was the first like cool film I'd gone to watch, and I loved it. And I loved Matthew Broderick. So after that, I remember as soon as we got our video, I bought, I had War Games on video, I had Project X, that's the one with all the monkeys. I loved Matthew Broderick, and I mean, the film is fun, obviously. Ferris Bueller, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it, 80s classic. But I just, the idea of your boyfriend going and standing on a float and singing Twist and Shout, that is dream for me. Like, and the man I picked would never, ever do anything like that. I couldn't have picked someone further from that person. Andrew wouldn't stand and sing or perform or anything. That's his worst nightmare. So that's quite amusing. But yeah, so Ferris Bueller was like an icon to me, and I've just loved that film ever since. And I remember sitting down with Archie and watching it. I think it was before we moved here, so he must have been about 11. So maybe it wasn't a 15, I don't know. I think at the time I thought maybe actually you shouldn't be watching this. But we watched half of it, and then we watched it again not that long ago. We sat and watched it in the evening. He was like, actually this is quite good. So so yeah, that is, in my opinion, the best film ever made. I'm pretty sure no one will agree. But if you do, Yay. So that has been my 10 unpopular opinions, or 10 of my unpopular opinions. I'm sure I've got more. In fact, I know one that I could share right now, but I'm not going to because I think that might cause some hurrah. Hurrah? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that one. But yes, so I'd love to know your unpopular opinions in the comments below if you have any, or please feel free to comment about mine, agreeing or disagreeing. That's fine. We can chat in the comments. But if you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention.